Dr. Han Jinwoo stared at his EMF meter in disbelief. The readings were unlike anything he had seen in his 15 years of paranormal research at Gettysburg. The device's display pulsed with patterns that seemed almost artificial. "Delmai, are you seeing this?" He called out to his research partner, who was setting up sensors near the Devil's Den. The autumn wind carried dead leaves across the battlefield as the sun began to set. Kim Delmai hurried over, her own equipment beeping wildly. "These readings are impossible," she said, adjusting her thick-rimmed glasses. "The energy signatures don't match any known paranormal patterns in our database." Jinwoo had grown used to the whispers of Civil War soldiers over the years. The battlefield held countless stories of brave men who had fallen during those 3 fateful days in 1863. But this was different. The spirits they were detecting now spoke in frequencies that seemed to bypass their equipment entirely. As darkness fell over the battlefield, their sensors began picking up shapes that defied human form. Tall, ethereal figures moved between the trees, their bodies seeming to shift between solid and gas. Unlike the familiar blue-white glow of human spirits, these beings shimmered with colors that Jinwoo's eyes struggled to process. "It's beautiful," Delmai whispered, lowering her camera. "They're not human spirits, are they?" Jinwoo shook his head. "I don't think they're from Earth at all." The beings gathered around Little Round Top, their forms creating patterns in the air that reminded Jinwoo of complex mathematical equations. His years of studying the paranormal had taught him to trust his instincts, and right now, every fiber of his being told him they were witnessing something unprecedented. One of the figures separated from the group and approached them. Jinwoo's heart raced, but he stood his ground. The spirit stopped a few feet away, its form solidifying into something almost humanoid, but with proportions that seemed wrong, like a sketch drawn by someone who had only heard descriptions of people. To their shock, the spirit began manipulating their equipment. Numbers and symbols flashed across their screens, forming patterns that slowly resolved into recognizable text. "We are the Da. We have watched. We have waited. Now it is time." Delmai's hands trembled as she recorded everything. "First contact," she said, her voice barely a whisper. "And it's happening through ghost hunting equipment at Gettysburg." The spirit continued its message. "Your battlefields hold memories. Like ours, we have been here since before your war. Learning. Understanding how you handle death. War. Peace." Jinwoo found his voice. "How many of you are there?" The response came quickly. "Many. At all places where warriors fall, Gettysburg speaks loudest. Most pain. Most hope." A familiar blue-white glow appeared nearby, one of the Civil War spirits they often encountered. But instead of passing through like usual, it moved to stand beside the alien being. The two spirits acknowledged each other like old friends. They've been working together, Delmai realized. All this time, the human spirits weren't just haunting the battlefield. They were helping these beings study us. Jinwoo looked at his watch. 9:47 p.m., October 15, 2157. The moment that would change everything. As more alien spirits emerged from the darkness, he knew that Gettysburg was no longer just a memorial to a pivotal moment in human history. It had become humanity's first point of contact with an alien civilization. The only question was, why choose now to reveal themselves? The morning after first contact, Jinwoo's office at Gettysburg University was chaos. Equipment readings from the night before covered every surface, and Delmai was busy organizing their findings when Park Sun-ho walked in. "I came as soon as I got your message," Sun-ho said, his military historian's badge glinting in the morning light. "But alien ghosts, you must be joking." Jinwoo played the recording from last night. The strange symbols appeared again, followed by the clear message from the Da. Sun-ho's face went pale. "There's more," Delmai said, pulling up a map on her tablet. "We've been getting reports from other battlefields. Normandy, Waterloo, Stalingrad. They're all showing the same energy patterns." Sun Ho sat down heavily in a chair. All major battlefields. How long have they been watching us? The answer came unexpectedly. Their equipment suddenly sprang to life, and a Da spirit materialized in the office. Its form was clearer in daylight, tall, almost translucent, with limbs that moved like smoke in wind. Since first blood, the spirit wrote through their devices. Since humans first raised weapons against humans, Dame's fingers flew across her keyboard, recording everything. "Why reveal yourselves now?" she asked. "Time grows short," came the response. Pattern repeating. "Like our world." Jin Woo leaned forward. "What pattern?" The spirit's form flickered, and suddenly the office was filled with images, hologram-like projections of ancient battles, modern wars, and finally, what looked like cities burning under strange skies. "Your world. Our world. Same path." Sun Ho stood up, his historian's training kicking in. "You're saying your civilization destroyed itself through war. And you think we're heading the same way?" "Yes. No. Choice remains." The spirit moved to the wall where Jin Woo had pinned hundreds of photos of Gettysburg's ghost sightings. It pointed to one showing a Union soldier's spirit helping a wounded Confederate soldier's ghost. "Your dead understand. They help us watch. Help us guide." Delmy gasped as more spirits began appearing. Civil War soldiers they had documented over the years, but now they could see something new. Each human spirit had a faint connection to the Da, like threads of light binding them together. "We learn from each other," the Da spirit continued. "Your spirits teach us humanity. We teach them universal truth." Jin Woo watched as one of the soldier spirits, a young man who couldn't have been more than 20 when he died, stepped forward. Through their equipment, they heard his voice for the first time. "They showed us what happens when war reaches the stars. We can't let that happen to Earth." Sun Ho, the skeptic, finally found his voice again. "So Gettysburg isn't just a battlefield memorial. It's an observation post for an alien civilization trying to prevent us from destroying ourselves." The Da spirit's form brightened. "Yes, all battlefields, libraries of pain, schools of peace." As they watched, more Da spirits appeared, each connected to different human spirits. The office became a meeting point between two species, two kinds of ghosts, all united by their understanding of war's true cost. "There are more like us," the first Da spirit wrote, "at every place where history bleeds. Watching, waiting, hoping humanity chooses differently." Jin Woo looked at his colleagues. They all knew that everything they thought they knew about history, about warfare, about the very nature of death itself, had just changed forever. And somewhere in the distance, the ghosts of Gettysburg continued their eternal watch, no longer alone in their vigil. The old battlefield was quiet as midnight approached. Jin Woo adjusted his modified EMF reader while Do Mai and Sun Ho set up their equipment near the wheat field. Tonight, they had a special appointment. "Are you sure about this?" Sun Ho asked, checking his watch. "Meeting with a specific spirit seems unlikely." James Miller, Union Army, died July 2nd, 1863. Do Mai read from her notes. The Da said he's been their main contact for over a century. Right on time, a blue-white glow appeared. It took shape into a young soldier, his uniform crisp despite the fatal wound in his chest. Next to him, a Da spirit materialized, the one they now knew as Rio. "Been waiting a long time to speak proper with living folks." Miller's voice came through their equipment, clear as a bell. "Rio here taught me how to use your machines." Jin Woo sat on a nearby rock, notebook ready. "You've been working with the Da since your death." Miller's ghost nodded. "At first, I thought they were angels. Showed up right as I was dying. Helped ease the pain. Then they showed me the truth, that they were soldiers too, from somewhere far beyond the stars." Rio's form rippled, projecting images of a world with 3 suns. They saw cities that looked like they were made of crystal, and beings that moved with fluid grace. Our war lasted centuries. Ryo's words appeared on their screens. Started like yours. Territory, resources, beliefs. Ended when we reached stars. New weapons. Too powerful. No winners. That's why you came here. Sun Ho asked. To stop us from doing the same. Miller's spirit moved closer. They found Earth by following the echoes of death. War makes ripples in space, they say. They've been studying every battle, learning how humans fight, why we fight. But more importantly, Dalmai added, learning how we make peace. Exactly, Miss Miller smiled. That's why Gettysburg drew so many of them. Not just the battle, but what came after. Healing, reunion, forgiveness. Rio projected more images, countless moments where former enemies met as friends, where hatred turned to understanding. The images spanned centuries, from Civil War reunions to modern-day peace treaties. We help souls find peace. Ryo's message read, your soldier spirits teach us hope. Together, we guard the living. Miller's form shifted, showing them his final moments. I was so angry when I died, hating the enemy. Rio showed me a bigger picture. Now I help other spirits let go of their hate, both Union and Confederate. Death makes brothers of us all. Jin Woo watched as more spirits gathered around them. Soldiers from both sides of the Civil War, each with their own Da companion. The battlefield was alive with their combined energy. Every night, Miller continued, we walk these fields. When living people feel a sudden chill, a moment of peace, that's us. Working together, reminding them that some things are more important than victory. Rio's final message of the night glowed brightly. Two kinds of soldiers, two kinds of death, one purpose, life. As the spirits faded with the approaching dawn, Jin Woo looked at his team. They had come seeking evidence of alien contact, but had found something far more precious, proof that even in death, the human capacity for growth, for peace, for hope, remained unchanged. And somewhere in the vast darkness between stars, an ancient race of watchers had recognized this uniquely human trait and chosen to nurture it. 3 days after their midnight meeting with Miller and Rio, Jin Woo found Sun Ho buried in old books at the university library. Papers and documents covered every inch of his desk. You need to see this, Sun Ho said, not looking up. I've been reading ancient military texts from around the world. Look at these passages. Dalmai leaned over his shoulder, reading where he pointed. These are warnings, she said, about war reaching the heavens. More than that, Sun Ho pulled out more books. Every major military culture has them. China, Rome, Egypt, all with the same message. When war touches the stars, the light dies. Jin Woo picked up a translation of an old Chinese text. The Da have been influencing us for thousands of years, he realized. Not just watching, teaching. Their equipment suddenly sparked to life. Rio appeared, dimmer than usual in the daylight. The spirit's message scrolled across their screens. We tried to warn all worlds we found. Some listened. Most did not. How many civilizations? Dalmai asked. Many found. Few remain. War among stars different. No borders. No limits. No survival. Sun Ho spread out his research. That's why our military tactics changed after World War II. The Da were pushing us away from total war. Rio's form brightened. Your Cold War. First success. Humans learned fear of too much power, started to understand. Jin Woo remembered the images of the Da's world burning. Your civilization. You weren't destroyed by enemies, were you? No. Own weapons. Own pride. Own fear. Rio's shape flickered with what looked like pain. War reached stars. Stars answered. Nothing left but spirits. Dalmai was typing everything. That's why you're here, as spirits. Your whole civilization became light, energy, thought. Rio moved to the window, looking at the students walking outside. Now we watch, guide, protect other worlds. Sun Ho pulled out modern military documents. These new peacekeeping strategies, conflict prevention theories, they're all based on ancient texts. The Da have been nudging our military thinking for centuries. Preparing you, Rio confirmed. Each battlefield teaches, each death warns. Humans learn slowly, but learn well. Jinwoo looked at a satellite photo of Earth at night, all the cities glowing. We're reaching for the stars now. That's why you revealed yourselves. Yes, critical time comes. Choose stars with wisdom, or follow our path. The library grew darker as clouds covered the sun. More Dai spirits appeared, their forms making the books glow with strange light. Ancient wisdom merged with alien knowledge as the team realized the true depth of the Da's mission. All these years, Sun Ho whispered, every major military decision, every step back from the brink of war. Guided by the dead, Dalmai finished, both human and alien. Rio's final message of the day glowed brightly. Knowledge exists in death as in life. We give what wisdom cost us everything to learn. The dead of two worlds had worked together across centuries, leaving clues in humanity's military wisdom, all to prevent one possible future. As the spirits faded, Jinwoo knew their real work was just beginning. They had to help humanity understand its celestial guardians before the stars came within reach. Li Jiayun arrived at Gettysburg on a rainy Tuesday morning. As one of the top quantum physicists in the country, she had dropped everything when Jinwoo called about the Dai spirits. Your equipment readings make no sense, she said, studying their data. These beings shouldn't be able to exist in our dimension at all. Dalmai handed her more readings. That's why we called you. The Da say they have an urgent warning, but we need to understand what they are first. The team gathered at Little Round Top as night fell. Rio and several other Da spirits appeared, their forms more agitated than usual. Time grows short. Rio's message flashed across their screens. Earth approaches decision point. Like our world before end. Jiayun's instruments went wild. These aren't just spirits, she said, eyes wide. They're quantum echoes, beings existing in multiple dimensions at once. Correct, Rio replied. Death freed us from single space-time. Now watch all worlds, all paths. The spirits created a display in the air, possible futures branching like a tree. Most branches ended in darkness. Only a few glowed with continued life. Your world reaches crossroad, Rio explained. Technology grows. Soon touch stars. Must choose path. Jinwoo watched the branching futures. You've seen this before. With your world. Many worlds. Many chances. Few survive first steps to stars. Pride. Fear. Weapons grow too strong. Reality breaks. Jiayun's hands flew over her equipment. They're talking about quantum weapons. Technology that could tear space itself. Sun Ho stepped forward. That's why the battlefields. You're not just watching war. You're protecting dimensional weak points. Yes, came Rio's reply. Battle makes tears in reality. Small tears heal. Big tears. The image showed a planet breaking apart, its pieces scattered across dimensions. Dalmi gasped. Your world didn't just die. It shattered across multiple realities. Now exist as warning, as guardians. Rio's form expanded. Human spirits help us heal reality tears from old wars. Must prevent new tears. Jiayun's calculations appeared on her tablet. These beings aren't haunting the battlefields, she said. They're holding them together, preventing dimensional collapse from past violence. The Dai spirits joined together, forming a map of Earth with glowing points at every major battlefield. Each point connected to others with lines of energy. Network of healing, Rio explained. Network of protection. Must hold until humans choose path. Choose what path? Jinwoo asked. Peace among stars, or pride to void. Time of choice comes soon. Very soon. The spirits showed one final image. Earth reaching out to distant stars. In one future, the reaching was gentle, careful. In another, it broke everything it touched. As the rain fell on Gettysburg, the team realized they weren't just studying history anymore. They were racing to prevent it from repeating on a cosmic scale. The news spread fast. Within days of Jia-Yun's quantum readings becoming public, government vehicles filled the Gettysburg parking lots. Military officials and scientists crowded the battlefield, their equipment joining the strange dance of energies between worlds. "They want to use this," Sun Ho said, watching another truck of equipment arrive. "The quantum technology, the dimensional knowledge. They see weapons, not warnings." Jinwoo stood at the edge of Devil's Den, where James Miller's spirit kept watch. Some of them understand. Not everyone wants to weaponize it. Domai rushed up with her tablet. "The UN is meeting tomorrow. Half the world wants to shut us down. The other half wants to learn from the Dai." The spirits had been quiet since the government arrived, but tonight they appeared in force. Hundreds of Dai spirits filled the battlefield, joined by Civil War soldiers from both sides. "Show them," Ryo commanded through their equipment. The spirits created the largest display yet, a complete vision of their world's end. The government scientists watched in shock as the story played out. The Dai's first steps into space, the weapons they built from quantum knowledge, the final war that broke not just their world, but reality itself. "Your weapon's already too strong," Ryo warned. "Quantum weapons will break all worlds, all times." Jia-Yun stepped forward with her calculations. "The Dai aren't just warning us. They're offering to teach us safe ways to reach the stars." A general spoke up. "And if other worlds aren't as peaceful, we need to defend ourselves." Miller's spirit appeared beside him. "That's what we thought in 1863. Both sides believed they needed to fight. Look what it cost us." The battlefield glowed with spirit energy as more Dai appeared. They showed new visions, peaceful ways to explore space, safe paths to the stars, futures where humanity grew without breaking reality. "Choice comes soon," Ryo said. "Share knowledge now. Trust humans to choose right path." Jinwoo looked at his team. They had to decide. Reveal everything they'd learned about quantum science and dimensional travel, or keep it secret. Trust humanity to make the right choice, or try to protect it by hiding the truth. Domai touched the general's arm. "The Dai chose to trust us with their story. Maybe it's time we trusted ourselves." The sun set over Gettysburg as the living and the dead faced their moment of choice. The future of not just Earth, but all realities, would depend on what they decided to share with the world. At exactly midnight on December 21st, the spirits made their move. Not just at Gettysburg, but at every battlefield on Earth. From Normandy to Waterloo, from Pearl Harbor to Stalingrad, the Dai and human spirits revealed themselves to the world. Jinwoo watched the global news feed in his office. Every single military base near a historical battlefield is reporting equipment failures, he said. "It's not failure," Jia-Yun corrected, studying her readings. "The spirits are showing us how quantum fields really work. They're teaching us by stopping our mistakes." Around the world, modern weapon systems near battlefields stopped working. Missile guidance systems went dark, but civilian technology worked perfectly. Dama's phone buzzed with updates. The Dai are appearing on live TV now. Every news station on Earth is showing them. The spirits had learned to make themselves visible to cameras. Millions watched as Dai spirits stood side by side with human soldiers from every era of history. They shared their story with the world. "The quantum realm isn't another dimension," Jia-Yun explained to the emergency UN meeting through video call. "It's the foundation of all dimensions. The Dai exist there now. They can see all possible futures." Sun Ho pointed to his historical records. "They've been preparing us for this moment for centuries. Every peace treaty, every pulled punch, every weapon not used. They were guiding us." At Gettysburg, Ryo and Miller gathered with their team. The spirits created a display showing Earth's quantum field, a delicate web of energy connecting all points where humans had fought and died. Web holds reality together, Ryo explained. Each battlefield a knot, each spirit a thread, human and Dai, working as one. Military leaders around the world watched their modern weapons fail near historical sites, but they also saw something else, paths to the stars that didn't require weapons at all. Your science almost ready, Ryo said, but must learn balance first. Power and peace, knowledge and wisdom. Jai-Yun's calculations proved what the spirits were showing them. The quantum field wasn't just energy. It was a living network of consciousness, connecting all times and all realities. We are standing at a crossroads of realities, she told the world. The Dai aren't just visitors or guardians. They're what we could become, beings of pure quantum energy, able to see and shape all possible futures. The world watched as the greatest secret in human history revealed itself, not just evidence of alien life, but proof that the dead had never truly left. They had stayed to guide, to teach, and to warn. Humanity faced its moment of convergence, when the living and the dead, the human and alien, the past and future all met at a single point of choice. 1 year after the spirits revealed themselves to the world, Gettysburg had changed. The battlefield now hosted the first quantum communication center, where the living and dead worked together to plan humanity's future. Jin-Woo walked through the new building, watching scientists work alongside spirits. It's still hard to believe sometimes, he said to Domai. A year ago, we were ghost hunters. Now we're helping plan humanity's first steps to the stars. The right way this time, Domai added, checking the quantum readings. The Da had taught them how to build safe technology. Tools for exploration, not destruction. Jai-Yun's lab had become the heart of the center. Her team had learned to map quantum paths through space, finding routes that wouldn't tear reality apart. The Dai's spirits guided their work, showing them how to touch the stars without breaking them. The quantum field is stabilizing, Jai-Yun reported, pointing to her screens. The tears from old wars are healing. The spirits' work is paying off. Sun Ho had turned the battlefield into a learning center. Every day, visitors came to speak with the spirits of both worlds. Children learned history from those who had lived it. Adults learned wisdom from those who had seen where pride and fear could lead. Rio appeared beside them, its form now clear and steady. Humans learn fast when they choose to, the spirit said. Their communication had grown easier over the year, no longer needing special equipment. Miller's spirit joined them, looking proud. Told you they'd make the right choice, he said to Rio. Just needed to see the bigger picture. Around the world, other battlefields had become similar centers of learning. The dead no longer haunted these places. They taught there. Every field where blood had soaked the ground now grew new hope for the future. First starship launches next month, Jai-Yun said, checking her data. Using the safe paths the Dai showed us. No weapons, just curiosity and hope. The quantum field rippled as more spirits gathered. They created one last vision, showing Earth's possible futures. But now, instead of mostly dark branches, the tree of time glowed with countless bright paths. Your world chooses well, Ryo said. Others will follow. Chain of destruction ends. Chain of peace begins. Jin-Woo looked out over Gettysburg as the sun set. The battlefield that had once seen brother fight brother now saw the living and the dead, human and alien, working as one. The ghosts of Gettysburg had become teachers, turning humanity's darkest places into beacons of light. We're ready, he said, watching the stars appear. And somewhere in the quantum field that connected all realities, countless spirits, human and Dai alike, nodded in agreement. Earth's next great journey would not be one of war, but of wonder. Not of conquest, but of curiosity. Not of fear, but of hope. The dead had taught the living how to touch the stars without breaking them. And in doing so, they had finally found their own peace.